Alrighty, recording. So hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm back with a new reaction video, highly requested one. I'm finally gonna check out Marvelous Marvin Hagler. This video is called Marvin Hagler, R.I.P, boxing's greatest warrior. Oh, that made me sad to read that. But I'm not gonna ramble. Let's get straight into this video, this documentary. When did he pass? Marvin Hagler. 2021. Wasn't that long ago. That's sad.
Call him Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
To many,
Oh, wow!
Marvin Hagler is seek and destroy.
That's the red guy, yeah!
In reality, he was so much more.
Lord almighty. Down goes Willie the Worm Monroe.
A true practitioner of the art of boxing.
I gotta let him keep going. I got goosebumps, guys. We are a few seconds in, I got goosebumps.
I'm glad Tommy
Maybe
Reed
sad to
jumped
know
in.
that he's not here, but
Lord,
paying tribute.
Hagler's the eldest of 6 children, raised in the ghetto of Newark, New Jersey.
Abandoned by his father,
In the beginning, my drive and determination all came from New Jersey.
Marvin and his mother fled New Jersey after the riots of '67.
Military people coming down the streets and people carrying rifles and things like that.
Finding their way to Brockton, Massachusetts.
And it was in Brockton, the birthplace of the great heavyweight champion Rocky Marciano, that Hagler
Marciano.
learned to box.
He wandered into the Petronelli gym, sat down, and started watching the fighters.
Just sat there, came in the next day, he sat down, he was watching. So I was in the ring one day and I just looked over at him, I said, hey kid, you want to learn how to fight?
And all I needed was a good teacher, somebody to show me what to do with these, you know?
Because he was a relative unknown in his early career, almost no footage of his first 30 fights exists.
Both men with dynamite in their fists. Couple of rights by Hagler getting it. He comes out aggressively now. Comes up to the left and he goes down. Eugene Cyclone Hart goes down from the left hand by Marvin Hagler. He'll take the 8 count.
The great, marvelous Marvin Hagler with tremendous punching power.
So as a man, he was a decent man. But as a fighter, what he said was he used to wrestle with what he described as his monster. And he said, and that was the character that used to come out when he was fighting.
He falsified documents to start his amateur career 2 years early. However, rather than wait 3 years for the Montreal Olympics, Hagler opted to turn pro as soon as possible.
He is a guy who, it seems, has been fighting his entire life. First to escape his environment, then for respect, and now he is fighting for recognizability.
Hagler is 7th rated now.
That ring looks huge.
He's the one with no hair in the good left hand.
Normal size.
That Hagler looks strong.
He's what we call a bricklayer in our trade.
He's tough from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet.
I mean, Marvin Hagler is a brilliant technical boxer, can switch from southpaw to orthodox like fluid.
He's right-handed again. There he goes. Oh,
Best puncher,
the best puncher
There you
tonight.
go. Looking for it.
But
Look at the
you didn't know
lefty.
it's different.
Look at the
He fought
lefty.
just as good from both
Let's go.
sides.
Shout out to the lefty. Put that lefty into
And he
the
knocked
side.
everybody out.
Oh, that was a key. Look at the
All over. They should stop this fight. Hagler just looked at the referee and asked him to stop it.
Well, the damn
All over.
bastard. There it is. The winner's Marvin Hagler. His 31st knockout. It came with 38 seconds left in round number 8.
For 8 years, he worked construction by day and fought by night, earning purses of a few $100s.
Hagler coming into this fight has won 12 fights in a row, 11 of them by knockout.
The marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Marvin had to grind his way up in the fight game.
Good uppercut by Hagler.
Well, what Hagler is a real honest workman. He's in there, he's putting pressure on you, he's moving his hands all the time.
Marvin Hagler now runs his record to 41-2-1.
His perseverance through the corrupt world of boxing was one of his strongest attributes.
Is it true that Joe Frazier once said something to you a long time ago that you had three strikes against you?
3 strikes.
Can you tell me about them?
One was that I was black, second one that I was a southpaw, and the third one that I was good.
He was right, wasn't he?
Yes, he was right.
46 fights, and still no title shot.
In the bad old days of boxing, it was not uncommon for worthy challengers to be overlooked, ignored, and bypassed. Especially if, like Hagler, they come from out-of-the-way places without connections in the boxing establishment.
I really felt as though I never got the respect which I deserved in the beginning part of my career.
It was his intensity and his whole attitude to the game that meant, you know, we could all identify with him.
They have to see it. With those skills, you cannot deny somebody.
His relentless aggression had made him a fan favorite, but his rough exterior and southpaw style didn't play to corporate America.
Nearly toward 50 fights before he got a
mean,
Joe Frazier had warned him, didn't he, very early on? Kind of
Smoking Joe said that. Yeah.
Eventually, Senator Kennedy had to file a formal inquiry in order to get the Boxing Commission to force a title shot.
It took him 7 years to get a shot at the title.
Had to actually take his case to the US Senate, and they had a couple of senators actually start making inquiries before Bob Arum then granted him his first shot against Vito Antuofermo.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Don't film me in here. What is going on? Like with even in politics?
Middleweight champion of the world, Vito Antuofermo.
Finally, Marvin would get his first shot at the middleweight title.
Right lead, go on, Hagler.
Corruption is horrible.
He is really chewing up Antuofermo.
The fight would go the distance.
We've had a pretty decent go of it. Fatigue is understandable. Here in the 12th round. Now it's Hagler. Toe to toe. Crowd on its feet. Look at the crowd.
You only want to get close to him so you can get a chance. You get no room to get him.
There's one. The end of the fight. Hagler feels that he is...
Hagler was ahead on the unofficial scorecard.
He lost?
But it's boxing, so...
The decision is a draw.
It's a draw.
Antuofermo is skilled.
That looks like a draw.
Hagler absolutely disgusting.
The draw was a confirmation of all the things Marvin believed about the sport of boxing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He vowed never to leave it in the judges' hands again.
You can't leave it up to the referee, and you can't leave it up to the judges. There's only one way to do it, is to do it my way.
And they are both 27 years of age. Marvin Hagler, born in Newark, New Jersey, now lives in Brockton, Massachusetts, as we see his record.
Undeterred
I'm
by the
28,
injustice,
and I just
Marvin
wanted
would demolish undefeated Yusuf Hamani in his next outing.
Hagler will switch hands. Softball, but he'll go right-handed.
It's like a performer. I practice and practice and practice right here. The fight night, everything's got to come out perfect.
He dropped him in iconic style.
Oh, he left. He's a lefty. Oh!
Another right hand.
His strength and both.
Oh! Hamani knocked right through these very loose ropes into the press row. As Hagler with a good short straight right. That was a damaging punch. And Hamani knocked right.
Hagler hadn't lost in over 4 years. 22 straight fights.
You can tell by the sound of the crowd, as we suggested in the conversation with Bobby Watts, this is Hagler country.
He's lost only twice. He easily beat the men who beat him in return fights. He's never been stopped, amateur or pro.
Then he went in the ring against Bobby Watts, who had previously defeated him. He got rid of him in 2 rounds.
Fights back then, like you did today.
Hagler at times has been quite boastful, quite boisterous.
War, that's what's on my mind.
Hard right hand by Hagler. Appeared to hurt Watts. Watts is down. Just about the halfway point of the second round. Watts hurt by a right hand.
And one of Hagler's incredible attributes, besides his skill, was his determination to win.
So Marvin Hagler continues to be one of the most impressive middleweights in all the world.
Hagler would get another shot at the middleweight title.
Alan Minter became one of only a handful of British fighters to actually gain a world championship in the United States with his victory over Vito Antuofermo in March 1980.
This time against newly minted champion Alan Minter in Wembley Arena.
Hagler came to London for the fight that cost Minter the title and British boxing its good name.
And Alan Minter didn't particularly help the case. He gave an interview to Des Lynam for Sports Night where he said, I'll never lose my title to a black man.
Minter was the heavy crowd favorite as the Brits showered their champion with cheers.
As you look at the crowd, which has just sung God Save the Queen, it is always a moving scene. I must say, having covered a number of Hagler fights, I have never seen him so well conditioned. Round one. Round is underway. Round one. There, this British crowd raw with every exchange, particularly if one exchange favors Minter.
The Marvelous One beat Minter senseless for 3 rounds.
Here you go.
Blood pouring out of Minter's nose now. Pouring out.
And he butchered Minter.
There you go. Said what again?
And Minter's leaving himself open with this tactic. Blood rushing forward.
Not mirror him. There you go.
The second time.
There you go.
Now, the referee, Harrison, has the cornerman. The fight stopped. It's over that quickly. The middleweight champion of the world is Marvin Hagler.
The fight was stopped in the 3rd round.
Now bottles are being thrown into the ring and beer cans.
A chorus of boos under a hailstorm of bottles and trash baptized the new champion.
In 3 rounds, and people are throwing beer cans. One's landed on me. And this is the worst scenes we've ever seen at Wembley in any boxing ring in this country. It's absolute chaos.
He's the only world title holder that when he won the world title, he never received his belt in the ring because the riot happened afterwards. He was still never heralded as a champion in the ring. Was what he used to fuel him through the next 12 defences that he had.
Every time that it seems that I talk to an English person, even the people that are over here that come from England, they apologize to me so much, apologetic. And I tell them the same thing. I don't hold any grudges, you know, only grudges that I hold from my fighters.
Now the undisputed champ, Hagler would get his first real payday, along with national attention.
I got here the hard way, and I'm planning on staying here. I'm leaving it up to my manager and trainer to figure out who's next, and I'm planning on being here for a long time.
Until February of 1979, the biggest payday that Marvin Hagler ever had was $15,000. And that, you know, by boxing standards, not a whole lot of money, and it wasn't that long ago.
Between the television rights fee and the live gate, Hagler will wind up with between $400,000 and $500,000.
Hagler came into the fight in the best shape of his life.
Over my heels in the dark trunks with the red stripe. Champion Marvin Hagler in the red trunks.
He's never out of shape. He never partied. He never did anything stupid.
His signature style of relentless aggression was on full display to the world.
He just, you know, when you
two good whacks that time by Hagler. The next staggers Obel for just a moment, and another combination has Obel a little bit wobbly right now.
Hagler looks like a raging bull right here.
The combination by Hagler staggers Obel again, and there's a right hand to the top of the head, and Obel was more staggered. 3, 4 quick punches and a right hand to the top of the head, staggers the bell. Octavian announces, that's all, that's enough. Marvin Hagler is still the champion of the world.
Quite impressed with Bill, but he has nothing to feel sorry about. He fought a great champion.
He definitely did. Marvin Hagler really is the eternal professional. In my
to get that belt after all these lickings that you didn't took and all that hard road work and everything like this, they just can't take it away from you.
Next up, a rematch with Vito and Tufermo, the man who had denied him his first title shot years earlier.
Marvin Hagler, probably the most popular athlete in the state of Massachusetts right now.
Vito rushed out, bumped heads, and immediately opened a cut over his eye.
He defeated Vito Tufermo in their rematch, knocked him out in 5.
On your butt.
And now you heard Davey Pearl said he quits. Marvin Hagler's hand is raised. Vito Tufermo does not like it.
As you may know, there are 2 controlling authorities in world boxing, the WBA and the WBC. In most weights, they recognize different champions. Only at middleweight is the World Championship unified. Hagler is the undisputed best.
Marvin Hagler making his way now down the stairs in the ante-room to the horizon here.
He's a very persistent human being, because most fighters who had to go over the hurdles and through the obstacles he did would have given up a long time ago.
He's a very popular fighter, been around a long time, had a lot of trouble getting fights. People just didn't want any part of him, and now this, of course, is his 3rd title defense as he comes into the ring now.
Because Hagler's going to box him, going to outmaneuver him, and Hagler's right jab is very effective there.
Another title defense, with yet another series of cuts being opened by Hagler's ferocious jab.
He said that he would knock me out. He's got a nasty smile on his face, which I don't like, and I wanted to take that smile off his face, and which I did.
If you didn't know better, you would think that Hamsho is trying to break Hagler's hands with his jaw.
Jabs from another.
And there's the right hand, sends Hamsho back a couple of steps.
Okay,
An onslaught of combinations rocked Hamsho.
Combinations of punches by the champion. Tries to go downstairs, comes up the right hand step behind that. Hamsho is against the left, takes another right hand.
Oh my God. Have he got anything in? No.
They're saying that's it, that's all. Braverman is saying stop it. The referee does so. The fight is over. And Marvin Hagler has retained his undisputed middleweight championship of the world. What can you say?
You can't say anything, but this guy is truly Hagler, the greatest middleweight in the world.
The world's middleweight champion. He is, many observers feel, a better fighter now than he was when he won the title more than 2 years ago. He's turned his frustration while struggling toward the top into a positive crusade to stay there.
The temporalis is a muscle that runs across the skull and is a 1/4 inch thick. Marvin Hagler's temporalis muscle is 1 inch thick.
He had giant muscles on the side of his head, like he was born with headgear. This was like a big thing in the world of sports back in the day, like that he was literally almost born for this.
And the chant starts to pick up now for the man they call around this part of the country, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And we're ready to go. The World Middleweight Championship on the line. Marvin Hagler defending against Kay Family in consolidation of the rules between the WBA and the WBC.
And Marvin starts moving in for the kill.
Stiff right hand by Hagler. Hard left.
That was his response. Look at the counter, insane.
Let's watch again.
Okay.
He goes down, face down on the canvas. And Lee says says he's all right. He doesn't look it. He's wobbly. He's in trouble. A right hand, a left hook to the side of the head.
Oh, lefty strong.
Hagler said he didn't want it to go very long, and it's not going to go very long.
Long and hard. Pause.
It is over. Lee sags against the rope. He's
Marvin
has knocked him out. It took 1 minute and 7 seconds for Marvin Hagler to knock out Caveman Lee.
Marvin was far more than just a big puncher.
Aww.
Hagler spends the months before a fight alone, training in isolation.
He'd lock himself away in a self-imposed prison in Cape Cod for 8 weeks before a fight.
He stayed here at the Province Inn, an empty hotel with a strong, shining vibe.
Here's Johnny.
And he'd put himself into this monastic existence merely so he could blame his opponent for it.
I can't let this guy here get lucky in no way. I'm out there to rip his head off.
Who's the cheater? I'm the cheater.
This is when I work. Even when I'm tired, I have to keep working, keep pushing.
He worked tirelessly to better his skills and build endless reserves of endurance.
Marvin Hagler has dubbed himself Marvelous with a capital M, and he's given us no reason to think otherwise.
He had like this grace, doing it gracefully.
The isolation seems to suit Marvin. He needs it to create the kind of emotion that drives him to explosive fury.
Don't think about it. I'll do it. Who's the cheater? I'm the cheater.
So Julio Bell, who says he's got nothing but confidence, he said, as a matter of fact, yesterday when he spoke of the point blank, I am going to win this championship tonight.
Well, this is good for me because I love a man when they talk like that. It gives me more meaning of really getting in there and really tearing his head off. You know, it's like where you have to really psych yourself up, build yourself up for a fight, anything like this. This helps me to motivate me quicker.
Well, Hagler's already successfully defended the championship 5 times, and nobody's yet gone the distance with him.
Left and a right hand by Hagler, heard O'Bell there. And Hagler's throwing good combinations.
So right hand for wow.
Those were really effective. Raise his head. This one is all over. And that was a smashing right hand that did it. Marvin put some beautiful combinations together.
After rattling off a few more fast title defenses, the super fight between Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard was on everyone's mind. But Sugar Ray continued to shy away from making the fight.
I gotta make some of that money. I'm tired of people telling me how generous he is and how good friends we go. If I'm such a good friend, give me that big payday then. That's what we want. We want to show real artists and everything else out there, and I believe that it's us that can do it. All right.